Hello, 7th grade. I'm at home this week. I plan to be back next Monday. End of the quarter is nearing, so here's what the home stretch looks like in Tech 7. I put together this list that I'm going to go through now. It's also on Schoology right under this video. So review back throughout the week. First of all, check your grades. Everything's up to date. If you have any missing work, that's priority number one. You have this week and next week. 5 plus 5 is 10 more school days in the quarter period to get everything done. In a moment here, I'm going to talk about another project you're kicking off today. So you will pick a final scratch project for yourself, and I'll show you that folder in a moment. I've moved it into this week 8 folder just to make it easy for you to find. But there's 3 main options, and you can pick one that appeals to you and start building it. You should be well underway with your technology timeline project as well in the website Sutori. If not, at this time, with 10 days left in the quarter, and this being due, next Wednesday, I believe, is when I publish the due date. That's 8 work days. Remember, you need 10 items along the way, so if you haven't started yet, it's definitely time to start panicking. You need to start researching, gathering photos, and information for that timeline. So let's review a couple things here. Your final scratch project, again, is right under this list that I have opened in the week 8 folder here. So you have 3 options, all of which make fun games. So one is a 2D shooter game called Clone Wars. You can click on the instructions in here to get a preview of what that game becomes. The next project is a platformer game called Dodgeball, which is kind of like a old school Mario game, running around with a character and jumping to avoid obstacles. And a third option, which is an open world game where your character moves around and interacts with different objects in the world. So you can get previews of all those by clicking open the instructions. The little raspberry icon here takes you to the instruction page for each of those. And you should be a little more confident with these instructions because we've worked through this website before. So each of them has a what you will make preview that loads up into this space here, so you can get an idea of what you're in for. As with all of our projects, I would encourage you to switch up the sprites, switch up the backgrounds, switch up the themes of these games so that it looks unique and plays unique to what you want to make. But the backbone of the game is listed through the table of contents off to the left here, so you can start working through that at your own pace. Also, considering the timeline project, if you need a refresher on the rubric for the timeline project, that is in the timeline summatives folder in my course here. Remember, I have example timelines here if you want to see good examples of students in the past that have done these projects. But the rubric is inside of the assignment here. I'm going to keep it locked still throughout the week, so I'm not looking for anyone to publish theirs until next week. But you need, again, 10 items, 2 to 3 sentences for each item along the way, and 10 pictures for each stop along the way. So an item, in other words, is some unique, interesting step along the way on your timeline. So if you're the history of television, one item would be the first television ever, and what did it look like? Tell us 2 to 3 sentences about it. Another item would be the first high-definition television ever, and a picture of it, and 2 to 3 sentences on it. And then the first, 3D television ever, and a picture, and 2 to 3 sentences. And this will be due, like I said, next Wednesday. I'll go ahead and set up that date while I'm thinking of it here. So this will be October, and next Wednesday will actually be November 3rd. And then remember, our quarter ends on the 5th. So that gives you kind of 2 days of buffer here to get that turned in on time. This will be a final summative. 25 big points. So get to work on that. Again, this is going to stay locked until I get back probably on Monday. Then I'll start to talk about how to turn them in and things like that. So between that and a new scratch project, you have a lot to work on and only 10 school days to figure it out. So as I said at the bottom of my little note here, wasting your entire week would probably be tempting because, oh, Mr. Kirk's not in the room. But that would be a terrible choice as the quarter ends next week, and I don't have mercy in my grade book for time wasters. So use this as your roadmap for great things you can work on. No time to waste, in other words. Good luck. Email me if you need any specific questions answered.